Hello, crypto enthusiasts. Welcome back to Tech Miner Guy, your go-to channel for all things crypto. Imagine a future where the United States holds Bitcoin as part of its national strategic reserves, just like gold. Sounds crazy? Well, it's happening. Former President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve, officially recognizing Bitcoin as a financial asset worth holding. But is this a groundbreaking shift in U.S. financial policy, or is it a high-stakes gamble that could go horribly wrong? Stick around, because today we're breaking down what this means for the U.S. economy, how this move could impact global finance, why the government is holding Bitcoin instead of selling it, and whether this is the first step towards a digital financial system. But first, if you love staying ahead of major financial trends, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on the biggest economic and crypto developments. The U.S. government's Bitcoin holdings, a surprising move. Here's the interesting part. The executive order does not authorize the U.S. government to go out and buy Bitcoin, at least not yet. Instead, it mandates that Bitcoin already seized from criminal investigations must be retained rather than liquidated. Right now, the U.S. government is sitting on approximately $17 billion worth of Bitcoin, much of it confiscated from illegal activities, including high-profile cases like Silk Road and cybercriminal busts. Historically, the government auctioned off these assets, but this time they're doing something different, holding on to them. So, why the shift? Why keep Bitcoin when they could sell it for a quick profit? Bitcoin as a national reserve asset. Why this matters. There are several strategic reasons why the U.S. might be holding on to Bitcoin instead of selling it off. Let's break them down. 1. Hedge against inflation. One of the biggest economic concerns today is inflation. Unlike traditional fiat currencies, which can be printed endlessly, Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million coins. This makes it similar to gold, a scarce asset that could help hedge against currency devaluation. Could Bitcoin be America's digital gold? Some financial analysts believe so. And if inflation worsens, holding Bitcoin could prove to be a forward-thinking economic decision. 2. Global reserve diversification. For decades, the U.S. has relied on gold reserves as a backup financial safeguard. However, in today's digital world, some experts argue that Bitcoin could be an even better hedge against global financial instability. Countries like China and Russia have been increasing their gold reserves, attempting to move away from dependence on the U.S. dollar. Could holding Bitcoin be the U.S. government's counter-strategy? If Bitcoin becomes a recognized global reserve asset, then holding a significant amount could strengthen America's financial position in an evolving economic landscape. Preparing for a digital economy. Is this the first step? Let's talk about the bigger picture. This decision isn't just about holding Bitcoin. It might be about setting the foundation for a digital financial system. Consider this. U.S. banks can now legally hold cryptocurrency for their customers. Financial institutions are being pushed toward blockchain-based banking solutions. And central banks around the world are actively researching CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. What if the strategic Bitcoin reserve is just the beginning? What if this is a calculated move to slowly integrate Bitcoin into the financial system as a recognized asset class? This could signal that the U.S. government is finally acknowledging the long-term potential of Bitcoin. And if other countries follow suit, we could be looking at the early stages of a global shift toward a digital economy. Bitcoin as a global power play. If the U.S. treats Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, other nations might be forced to do the same. And believe me, countries are already watching closely. There have been reports that Middle Eastern nations and even China are observing how the U.S. handles its Bitcoin holdings. Some countries, like El Salvador, have already made Bitcoin legal tender, a move that was both praised and criticized by global financial institutions. But if major economies like the U.S. start officially recognizing Bitcoin as a reserve asset, smaller countries could follow. This could reshape the financial world order and challenge traditional banking systems. Could Bitcoin become the reserve currency of the internet age? It's a long shot, but this executive order opens the door for that possibility. But What are the risks? Of course, holding Bitcoin isn't without risks. The cryptocurrency market is notoriously volatile. One day, Bitcoin is $60,000. The next day, it's $30,000. A week later, it's back at $50,000. If the government relies too heavily on Bitcoin and prices drop significantly, it could lead to massive financial losses. Look at El Salvador. After making Bitcoin legal tender, the country faced pressure from the IMF and saw its Bitcoin holdings fluctuate dramatically in value. Could the US handle similar volatility, or does it have a long-term plan that we just don't know about yet? What comes next? Could the government start buying Bitcoin? While the executive order doesn't explicitly allow Bitcoin purchases right now, it leaves the door open for strategic acquisitions in the future. Some speculate that the government might introduce Bitcoin mining incentives to accumulate more BTC, partner with private institutions to create Bitcoin-backed financial products, explore using Bitcoin reserves for future debt management strategies. The details are still uncertain, but one thing is clear. The US government now recognizes Bitcoin as a valuable financial asset, and that's a huge deal. In all thoughts, the future of Bitcoin in the US. So what does this mean for the future? Is the US positioning itself to lead the world into the digital economy era? Holding Bitcoin as a strategic reserve could be the first step toward integrating crypto into national finance policies. This might not just be about hedging risk, it could be about setting the stage for a global shift in the way we think about money. But what do you think? Should the US go all in on Bitcoin and start accumulating more? Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Or is this a risky financial experiment that could backfire? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more deep dives into the world of crypto and finance. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.